I've been struggling to make this video because I wanted to sort of get all the facts and details in my brain before I film this. But thanks for clicking on this video if you're actually a fan watching this. In this video I wanted to discuss the S23 because literally, guess what? Every YouTuber is talking about this phone, but I was actually early to talk about this phone, ironically. And I also want to call out the current stage of how they release information about smartphones, as in every big YouTuber gets the phone sent to them early. They have an embargo date when they can actually release their video on their first impressions and unboxing of that device. And then it kind of takes away from the whole event of the, the big event of for the smartphone where they're actually talking about the thing in real time. But all these YouTubers just drop this video and kind of just distracts you from what's actually happening live because they've already had the device for literally a month. But put that idea and conversation to the side and let's discuss the S23 series that's coming out. And if you've noticed, nothing really looks really that different, other than I'd say the biggest hardware difference is the physical look of the cameras, how the S23 and S23 Plus adopted that sort of individual circular look for each camera lens as opposed to being a part of one bigger module, similar onto the S22 and S21 series, which I actually had. So they adopted that. And then the other big hardware difference here is probably with the Ultra model specifically. They did a lot more flattening, I think, of the sides on the Ultra to try to help with drawing on the edges of the device. So it seems that there's not as big of a pronounced curve. So obviously when you're writing, you want it to be a sort of flat surface. Having curved edges kind of makes writing on the edges a little bit more difficult. So they did some hardware adjustments around the side there to try to improve that sort of aspect of the Ultra model, which is fine. But to me, when I'm watching these videos on devices, and I'm speaking to MKBHD's video because that's popped up on my feed first a couple days ago. I don't know when this video is coming out, but whatever. I noticed, I was these devices look the exact same, and I was waiting, Samsung to announce this big new feature that they were coming out with, and I was it didn't even have to be a hardware thing. I was oh, Samsung usually does that, right? With every iteration of their phone, they usually release some awesome new feature to boost the, I don't know, user experience somehow. Whether that be advanced screen upgrades or advanced camera upgrades. And I guess for the most part with this one, it's honestly, it's I think battery was the one they actually went for this time, which I'm not complaining about. It's just just kind of boring, I guess, when they focus on efficiency and battery life as their only main upgrade while keeping the rest of the device almost identical to last year's generation. So to be honest, I was a little let down, which is disappointing because I love Samsung. And I was almost thinking, I was oh, I really wanted to get this phone. I really wanted to get it. And now I'm having mixed thoughts on it, and I hate that. And I was just waiting because I'm a big fan of the S23, or the smallest version of the Samsung lineup that they come out with. I'm not a big fan of the Plus. I'm not a big fan of the Ultra because they're just too big in my opinion. So I really like the smaller one, and I was what are we getting this year for upgrades? And it seems battery was improved by 200 milliamp hours from 3700 to 3900, and then Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 chip, which I keep getting confused with the Google Tensor chip Gen 2 because they're so similar with naming conventions now. However, so it's battery life got better in terms of capacity and also efficiency because the Gen 2 is supposed to be much more efficient. I've already talked about that a lot on my previous S23 videos, so there's nothing really new for me to cover here. I think One UI 5.1 is coming out or something, so get some software updates. The only real software feature that I could really gauge from watching all these reviews was obviously it was mostly camera hardware improvements for better photo and video quality. So you could do 8K 30 FPS, I think. I think on the selfie camera as well. I need to double check that, I'm not 100% sure. But I think another one was nightography or something, better low light selfie images or something like that, which is cool. Yeah, maybe it's just my age, or just maybe I've been geeking out about smartphones for too long now, but it's man, it's Samsung, you usually crush it. Usually so excited to see Samsung's trailer. And it was Man, they really upgrade much. But like, I guess that's okay, because boring isn't always a bad thing. I'd rather have them keep it boring and make like small marginal upgrades than try to like do some impractical, you know, like gimmick that they're adding onto the phone, which just ruins the experience. But like the Google Pixel 7 was like kind of boring, but like it addressed all the issues with the Google Pixel 6, and this phone is sick. This phone's awesome. And I love this phone. So yeah, I mean, I don't really have too much other to say on the S23. Like, yeah, battery life's better. Go pick it up. So if you guys enjoyed this video, if you're a fan of my channel, if you love how I keep it, I don't know how he says, real, as a lot of my fans have been calling it. Like how I keep it real. Like, I actually speak the truth. I actually speak my mind. I'm not bought out by these companies. Then yeah, like, subscribe. What do we got? 711 subscribers. I'm trying to think about like other stats to list, but I don't have any off the top of my head. 700, no, it's not 700. 718 subs right now at the time of this video. If we can get a gazillion likes on this video, I will go out and purchase the S23. That is a promise. But yeah, with all joking aside, I appreciate all you guys watching these videos. Thank you to all the loyal fans out there who continue to watch this stuff. It really like it really like pushes me, makes me want to make better content for you guys, make it more engaging, you know. I really like this filming setup. I like that light back there. I've mentioned that in a previous video. This monitor's sick. I really like, oh, this isn't even about the S23, but I got this JLab keyboard right here. This isn't about this video is not about this, but like this keyboard's amazing. So much better than my Arctech one that I had previously. This one's sick. It's basically like a budget Logitech MX keys. It looks exactly the same and it functions almost the same. I haven't used the MX keys, but like this, whatever. If you guys like this video, subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Peace out, everyone. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching another video on my channel. If you're interested, click over here to subscribe to the channel and click over here for another amazing tech video review / tutorial. And yeah, thanks so much for checking out the channel. Appreciate all you guys. See you in the next video.